Hey guys. Am I good? Can you see and hear me? Cincinnati, Adam, Nico, Babs, Cher, Crime Sleuth, Otto, Ohio. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay, there I am. Okay, so how's everybody? I'm sorry I am late, guys. Believe it or not, I've got my two youngest grandkids. um, so this is probably going to be an unusual chat. It's really not going to be, I've just got some things to say. Once I get started, you may not want to, you can, I'm not telling you you can't, but you may not want to chat because I will not probably be keeping up with the chat. I have a lot of things to say, and I'll probably be all over the place. I've got some griping to do. I am frustrated. But I want to wait just to see if a few more come in. I may upset some people. I'm sorry if I do. I may upset another YouTuber. Hi, Christine. Oh, hi, Bestie. I missed you coming in. I still want to wait a few minutes. And then what, Otto? And says, "Where's my dinner?" So Otto was on Chuck Bronson last night with me. So was my bestie. I'm glad about that. I don't know if Otto wasn't there for all of it. My bestie was. I saw Adam somewhere. I can't remember if he was there or not. Hey, Hoosier. That's fine, Hoosier. You're not stepping on my toes. If I'm not done, you go ahead, buddy. I'm just going to gripe about some things. And then I'm going to be done. I'm joining society I'm not going to be on the rest of the week. I'm just going to gripe about, I'm just going to give my opinions on all this bull crap going on. Share Chuck Bronson, he goes around and watches, he listens to the scanner calls, mainly in Lafayette, but actually he goes everywhere. He actually went to Minnesota too. But he goes around and watches the cops, make sure nobody's rights are violated, but also he does make sure the cops, he makes sure the cops are doing their jobs, but he just shows everything on camera. Cops know him well everywhere, and Indiana Freedom News does the same thing. They know him well too. Carroll County knows him well too. I don't plan to be on for a long time. It just depends on I'm going to be all over the place, I know that. I've been thinking all weekend, and then last night my hometown was messed with, and I watched it all. I watched 2 different live streams, and the one lasted till 3 a.m., and I sat here with high anxiety, because well, for one, it's my hometown, and it was just stupidity. And while some of them were not locals, but some of them were, and they, these people think it's funny. I don't. And then, 16 shots were fired at an apartment complex, and yeah, they're fired there a lot on a normal night, okay, but 16 shots. My anxiety really got high because my ex-daughter-in-law lives in an apartment complex, not a subsidized one, but one, and I just, and then there was conflicting stories about her apartment complex, so I was just freaking out. And I'm here with 3 of my grandkids, and I don't know. Anyway, so let's see. I missed some people coming in after Hoosier who came in. Barry, Barry, what time is it there, Barry? I know this is hard on you being here. It's good to see you. Let me check on 10 Toes just to see if she might be under the weather. And then 2:15 a.m. Barry, or afternoon? I haven't missed anybody, have I? And also, I want to apologize to those of you that were in Society's chat Saturday when she had me on her show. Hello, Tin. When she had me on her show, and I know I missed comments, tons of them, most of them. It was hard for me to see and comment when I was answering questions and talking, and I just want to apologize for that. But I do want to thank you all for being there. It was a pleasure being there, and her asking me to come on. I was so nervous. I don't know why. I told her, I said, I have my own live, all the time, practically every night. Why am I so nervous? And she said, I'm nervous too. She said, I get nervous every time I do a live, but she's really an amazing person. She really is. She really is. So yeah, I'm gonna do this tonight, and then I'm joining her. in the blackout, but for different reasons. I'll get to that. Thank you. Thank you, crime. Well, it is. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm probably gonna be all over the place. Uh, Before I get to that subject, though, um, I'll talk about that later. Um, yeah, Otto, I know you were watching for the trolls. We had one. Yeah, thought they saw Greeno. Greeno's in jail until August 23rd. Anybody can look it up. They can call the Morgan County Jail, listen to the recording. But anyway, that's not our subject tonight. My subject is, first and foremost, I am very saddened and just as upset as anybody over George Floyd. I can't stand to watch that episode anymore, or the video. I can't even stand to watch it. That's how sickening it is to me. Hello, Sharon. I mean, I cannot stand to watch it. And I think the charges that the cop's been charged with aren't enough. I don't think third-degree murder is enough. However, I saw something today. I don't know if it's real because it was just, you're signing on, you pull up your web page and there's all these different news articles, and I didn't have time to click on it. That's when I was scheduling this real quick before I ran my boys home and brought my granddaughter back. And it said he'd been charged. They changed it to first degree. So I don't know if that's true. Wonderful. If somebody knows more, let me know. Sharon had all bottom teeth pulled today. Oh goodness, Sharon. Well, if you don't feel good, honey, you don't have to. Just rest. You can always watch later. But that, I know that's good news for you too, sweetie. Yeah, Jess was very upset. I have tons of stuff to get caught up on. I know there's new news with Morpheus, everything. So like I said, I'm doing this tonight. I'm joining society in this, blackout thing. So I'll be all caught up on a bunch of stuff. And hey, guys, we'll have lots to go over next week. But so I don't think the charges, I don't think he was charged high enough. But it was awful. It was awful, awful, awful. And the other cops need to be charged. I'm mad. I'm very mad about it. Okay, I'm mad. I'm mad anytime a cop uses his power or abuses his power. Um, Right, Barry. Right, Maureen. Right. And now, and welcome, by the way, Maureen. Thank you for being here. Um, and then now, CNN. Not yesterday, the day before, I guess, put out fake news that Shaven, is that how you pronounce it, committed suicide. Fake news. But his wife has filed divorce. I also saw a headline that she was charged with something. So I don't know. Anyway, so I am just as upset as anybody else, as I should be. We all should be. Yes, Tin, I agree. However, it was a Minneapolis cop and cops that did this. They are responsible. They're the ones that should be held accountable. But yet they're going everywhere else. And protesting, starting out peacefully. Now, I watched Hoosier's video today, and I agree that some of this is, you know, some of these people may be paid, to loot and stuff. But like I said, I saw tons of people last night that I know in those cameras. I watched actually 3 live streams. There wasn't much in the one. One was a Facebook Live. There wasn't much in that one. But the one I watched, it was still light out. It was starting to get kind of, rough then. I'll tell you one thing that upset me right from the get. And I don't care if it's supposed to be a peaceful protest or not. They have seen all the other protests. When you know there's a possibility that it could turn violent, how stupid are you going to be to bring your children with you? I heard a kid screaming out. That kid sounded like he couldn't have been more than 6 or 7 years old. Then, after the tear gas had been let go because somebody had busted the courthouse window in my hometown, and they busted it out because there's some idiots going around lying, saying the cops started it all. No, the cops didn't start it all. I watched that live stream right along with my bestie, the entire live stream. Yeah, the cops were there. Yeah, the cops were prepared. Thank God. Why shouldn't they have been? After they watched every other protest and ones that were still going on, even at the same time, Chicago was burning. Why shouldn't they came prepared? And So after it had already been hit with tear gas, there were still idiots hanging around, and a lady I saw walk with a kid on her hip, younger than my grandson. Now that pissed me off. Hey, hun. Hi, that's my husband. So now there's two sides you can look at this one. There was a group of teenagers. They say 12 years old. Well, I don't know how they know they're only 12. They're guessing, okay? Chuck Bronson said they were 12 years old. They were told to go home at 9 p.m. They didn't go home. The cops let tear gas out. Okay. Would I be mad if my kid got gassed by the cops? Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm thinking back. Yeah, as a mother, defensively, my best friend probably can tell you, and you'd probably got ticked off. But at the same time, my kid wouldn't have been down there at 12. Where were the parents? Where were their parents? They should not have even freaking been there. He's fine, Barry. Oh, you asking him. Anyway, so you can look at it both ways. Those kids shouldn't have been there. And then when the cops told them to go home, they should have gotten their butts for home. And I don't know, I've never ever protested. But in my opinion, I didn't see it as peaceful. I didn't. Not when you are any other protest I've seen in Lafayette by anybody. When they went and protested for the marijuana rally, even when KKK came, and they stand on the courthouse square and they do their thing. And I know some march, but I mean, when they go and stand right up to the Lafayette Police Station and surround the building and scream at it, I don't call that peaceful. That's my opinion, though, okay? I don't call that peaceful. I call that antagonizing. But that's my own personal opinion, okay? And then they're screaming, and saying F the police and this, that, and the other. Yes, that made me angry because it wasn't LPD that killed this guy. They're at the wrong police station and they're in the wrong community. It was Minneapolis. Now, does Lafayette Police Department have their corruption? Yes. But let me tell you something. I was born and raised there, and I can tell you, and you can look it up, most of their lawsuits and most of their corruption, if they've abused somebody, or I can't think of right off the top of my head if they killed anybody. I can't recall. It's not been any blacks. All their lawsuits have been on white people. Bestie, if you can think of, if I'm wrong, correct me. Well, other than me. And I don't think it had anything to do with me being Puerto Rican. I think the cop, when I tell you that story someday, I'm not going to have time tonight, he was just raging because my son exercised his constitutional right. But anyway, yeah, I was upset. I was upset last night. I was very upset. I mean, I've been upset. I was upset. I'm not just upset now because they came to my hometown and destroyed there. I've been upset. I've been upset all weekend because I've been seeing what they've been doing. And I think it's ridiculous. I think it's bullcrap. And I'm going to tell you, another reason why, which some of you already know. And yes, it's because our Lafayette locals, oh, and people even came from Crawfordsville, I hear, to come and stand and protest downtown Lafayette. And I'm not trying to say George Floyd is any less or anything, but I'm saying for this man from Minneapolis, but where was the outrage and where was the outcry when one of our own Hoosiers was shot and killed by Indiana State Trooper Oregon? Where was their outrage then? They didn't come to stand on those steps or march down those streets. Yeah, they formed some rallies in Crawfordsville, but that was just the Crawfordsville bunch mainly. I'm talking about they want to get all up in the air. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, and that's another thing that makes me mad. Do you know what? In my opinion, they're being racist. Because all lives matter. More blacks kill blacks, and more blacks kill whites than vice versa. Look it up. Look the percentage up. I'm tired. I'm sorry. And anybody can look at me any way they want. They can get upset with me. I'm tired of hearing Black Lives Matter. Because all lives matter. And cops' lives matter too. Because not all cops are bad. You can't look at all cops and say they're all bad because this cop done something bad and that cop done something bad. Because there are still good cops. And I saw a comment on, I can't remember where I saw it the other day, but somebody said, I just feel bad for all of the good cops out there still trying to do their job during this time. Some cops do. Immediately, they start their job, and especially it's the young ones. I mean, they hire them too young, but they do. They come in there and they, oh man, I'm a cop now. I'm a badass. But then there's cops that come in there and they intend to do what they're supposed to do and uphold their oath. And they do. Or they get turned by a bad cop. But I am so tired of hearing Black Lives Matter because all lives matter. I know racism exists, but what a lot of people know is that there's a whole lot of blacks that are racists too, and they don't like whites. So yeah, I'm really fed up. I mean, you rarely hear it in the news when a white person's killed by a cop or you know. And another thing I want to point out, we don't even know that it was a racist thing. Do we? Do we know that for fact about George Floyd? Do we 100% know for fact that it was because of racism? Because I personally, until I hear or see proof, I don't think it was. What we do know is they worked together as security guards, and there was a history there. And I think that's what it had to do with. Unless somebody can prove to me 100% that that cop was a racist, and that's why. Right, Christine, but they had a history. No, you don't, Cincinnati. You don't hear about black on white deaths. You don't hear about when cops abuse or kill, you know. Now, I mean, like I said, in Lafayette, and they've got lawsuits on them for it, or they've won the lawsuits. And I'm going to say something else, and I'm probably going to make somebody mad. I don't care. I like Chuck Bronson. I support what he does because he does show, and you watch his channel. I've seen some corruption. I've seen cops not do their job. I have. But I've also seen them do their job, and I've seen people that should get arrested. I've also seen people that and got arrested, but I've also seen people that should have got arrested and cops don't arrest them. Now, I last night was the first time in a while I've chatted in his chat. So I found out I was a mod. I didn't know he had made me a mod. So thank you, Chuck, if you happen to see this. But he may undo that after tonight because I wasn't very happy with the comments I saw and how things worked in there. And Otto was in there. Bestie was in there. I think that might have been where I saw Adam. But when somebody would come in there, yes, he had some trolls. That's different. These people weren't trolls. Somebody might come in there and they were inquiring or asking or making a positive comment about a cop. Like, well, they're just trying to do their job or blah, blah, or something like that. Bam, message deleted. I don't know how many times I saw that. Probably 25 times at least, and I'm not exaggerating. But you'd go in there and say, F the police, or blah, the police, or this, that, talk all bad, all night long bad about the cops. Call them pigs, call them this, call them that, anything you want to about the cops, unless you're going to talk nice about them. If you talk nice about the cops in there last night, your message got deleted. And I'm like, so this is how it is, huh? Bullshit. You guys are going to have to excuse my language tonight because I'm upset. And I had to speak up a couple times. Oh, I know that, Otto. I know that. I know because he said that last night. And I'm like, what the heck? For real, Chuck? Are you crazy? Because, well, on Indiana Freedom News, somebody wanted to be a mod. And he's like, well, I don't know. You're going to have to wait a while because I don't know you. And the guy's like, well, I'm Chuck's mod. And then people were speaking up saying, well, everyone's his mod. And I spoke up and I said, I don't let anybody be a mod unless I know them. And then, somebody kept saying, everyone's a mod in there. And then last night when I was in there, he said that. He's like, you like my chat, you're going to be a mod. I thought, yeah, well, you're going to be sorry. But anyway, But that's how it went last night. You could dog the police all night long and it was okay. But you said something nice, bam. And then I had to speak up a few times because it was before Chuck went live. It was on the other video, you know. So Chuck didn't know that, why they let the tear gas out and why this or that happened. So I had to speak up and say, honestly, though, Chuck, that was after the window, happened and this happened and that happened. And, I mean, the cops were inside the courthouse on the other side of that window when that happened. And then they they caught a dumpster on fire behind DT Kirby's, which is a bar restaurant type thing. And then they burn up. By the way, bestie, that's Gaeta's freaking car lot. A very good friend of mine, my son's best friend. That him and his wife are very, very good friends of mine. I didn't know that was his. But yeah, went up in freaking flames. And everybody's laughing about this stuff too. I mean, so somebody would ask about that on there too, and they'd get deleted. So, I was upset on Chuck's channel last night. I mean, it's like, okay, well, if this is how it works over here, take my wrench. And I plan on having a conversation with Chuck. I don't, I mean, I support what he does, going out there, letting the community see, what the cops do and stuff. But I mean, it's like, if somebody can't say a good word about cops. I mean, somebody would ask, well, why are you blaming the cops here for that? Boom, their message would get. I mean, I said it many a times. It's like, but LPD didn't do this to them. And yeah, they didn't do anything to me, but it's not really, Otto. It's not a free for all. Because if you talk, or they wouldn't have deleted all those messages. They'd have let them have their say. I mean, I know it's his channel, but I just think that's bull crap. Because like I said, not all cops are bad. You can't judge all cops. And I know Hoosier don't like this either. But a few bad apples spoils the whole bunch, and that's not right. But Barry, and then I'm going to say this, and this is going to make people mad too. Some blacks put themselves there. I mean, they honestly do. And I'm tired of that. They purposely race bait. You go on any news channel, any newspaper website, and go through comments. They purposely do it. It can be not even about race, and they do their best to make it about it. Am I saying that? No. No. Am I saying they deserve to be killed for that? No. And am I in any shape or form saying George Floyd was that way? No. I want to be clear on that. I'm just saying they're taking this too far. His family is begging people to stop this. His girlfriend is begging people stop this. And all they are doing is destroying his name. This is not getting them anywhere, and this is not justice. No. No. They're just inciting more violence. Hi, Kanga. I mean, it's just it is sad. I mean, how would they like it though if it was reversed? Yeah, I know, crime. I saw that. I mean, I know there are some things, being, but not everybody. And like I said last night, I know some of those people were from Chicago, some were from Gary, but there were a whole lot of locals there too. A whole lot. A whole lot. And then they want to say the cops started it. Cops didn't start it. How? By just being there, being prepared because they knew what was going to happen. What were they supposed to do? I mean, like Best Buy, they went to Best Buy, they went to Four Guns and broke in there, Rural King, Walmart's. And they're not done. I mean, they were in Kokomo, Rochester, calling people to come out and fight, busting up car windows, running out in front of semis. I mean, you know what? I'm not heartless, but you know what? Semis can't stop on a dime. They run your ass over, then you asked for it. You know what? Yeah, Kanga. I was just last night, my anxiety was so high. I mean, I've got family and I've got friends in Lafayette. And when I heard shots fired in an apartment complex, and then I kept hearing conflicting stories about another one. I mean, I was bawling my eyes out. I was crying. You can ask my husband. He's like, "You got to calm down." I called my son and woke him up. You know, it's not news. So, my ex-daughter-in-law and I have had a lot of issues. But she's the mother of my grandkids, and I do still love her. So, it was scary. It was freaking scary. Well, I'm born and raised in Lafayette, and the crime rate's high right now. It's really bad in Lafayette. But never, ever, ever in my life have I ever seen what I saw last night with cops. Have they ever, ever, even in a shooting, a standoff, or anything, had to have that many cops and the National Guard, state police, county police. That was in freaking tense. No, I didn't. Yeah, and Antifa was there. Well, let me hold on a minute. Let me hold on. Oh, dang it. Let me see if I can share this. I haven't forgot. Oh, click that. So can you guys see this? Antifa America. They handed this out to a little girl today. Tonight's the night, comrades. Tonight we say F the city and we move into the residential areas, the White Hoods, and we take what's ours. Oh my gosh. So you guys see that? There goes my anxiety again. I was up till 4 o'clock. I was up that live stream. They did not stop this stuff until 3. That's when the cops got everything under control. And she lives way out, so hopefully. Although Carter made a statement today and he said, he spoke of the rural areas, 10 toes, so. Yeah, for real. You know, and they do that stuff, you know, and then how do they feel? How do they expect people to feel about them? Really? This isn't going to give them change. I'm sorry. And then I saw a video of them. It looked like Lafayette, but I don't think Lafayette, like Bestie said, I don't think we have horses. I think we have the bulls, like Carroll County does. But in Lafayette, those are for autistic children. They ripped those off the cement and stole one, laughing about it. Well, I do know that my daughter-in-law is she's got somebody with her, so we have pigs and dogs. I'm sorry, bestie. Yeah, we've been on for 50 minutes, Lake. I'm just saying, I'm just griping. I'm just tired of all this stuff. I'm just like, all lives matter. I'm tired of hearing Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. And what these people are doing is not justice. They're destroying Floyd's name. His family is asking for this to stop. His girlfriend is. Um, it's ridiculous. And but I'm not going to be on the rest of the week. I'm joining society in the uh, blackout. Society made a good point. Jesus wasn't white. He was a Jew. Yes, all people matter. All. Leos too, because they are not all bad. It's and hold on just 1 second, Christine. Um, well, 10, that's a good question. I wanted to make sure that it did not pertain to, because I didn't know. Okay, I'm going to admit that. Yes. Um, uh, um, hold on a minute. I'm lost you, 10. I've been out of the loop. Well, I'm going to admit I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure that it did not pertain to um, something like, and I meant to email her, um, like just blacks, because, I'm for all lives, blacks, whites, Mexicans, Asians, cops, all lives matter. So I Googled it, and all I could come up with was a podcast that's called, because I Googled, what's Blackout podcast, and I came up with what's the deal with the Blackout podcast with Rami Malek or Rami Malek. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. So there's a podcast series, and it's about a guy that does he's a DJ, and he does radio shows from a radio with a generator during a blackout. And it's kind of like everything goes off the grid. So that's kind of like what it means. Like we're just going to be off the grid for a week. So like she says, I just put a link to that video that she put up today. Well, their color is pretty much white auto with a little tan, I'd say. A real Jew, but some aren't. I mean, some are pretty white. You've seen those license plates. My boss is a Jewish carpenter, meaning Jesus. But yeah, her videos, it's only like a minute long, maybe. It's really good, though. I think I really think she's a good person. I really do. I really like Society. I think she's a good person. Embarrassed to be American. Well, yeah, I guess sometimes. I'll miss you guys, but you know, while I'll be catching up on things, and I've noticed there's a lot of new thing. I haven't watched them. I've just seen them. There's a lot of new stuff about Morphew Case out there, so I'll be catching up on that. And oh, I mean, I guess I've said my rant. Yeah, she is. She is. I mean, I don't know what else I can say other than, you know, this is not going to, you know, this isn't justice. This isn't going to get the change they want, you know, by them inciting violence. And it's childish. It's ridiculous. It's sad. People's businesses are being lost. My ex-daughter-in-law's boyfriend, you know, he moved up here from Chicago to just get away from the norm of Chicago. But his mother still lives there, and she said her whole street last night all burnt. So I mean, homes, businesses. Oh, and then another thing that made me upset on Chuck's channel, somebody kept saying, "Oh, I'm sure they did that for money, for insurance money." They were building on to the back of it. Let me tell you something. My friend works hard. Very, very hard. Every freaking day for everything he has. It was not. And I didn't even know it was his business. But when that lady said that, I thought, how judgmental are you? You know, Chuck's going around filming all these looters and following these cops everywhere they go. And you know, this is what, you know, and you're saying this guy or these owners did this. And I didn't even know at that time. I didn't even know till today when my mom told me it was on his Facebook. And then my heart just broke for him. But anyway, I guess I've said my rant and how I feel and my opinions. I'm fed up. Yeah, well, that stream was, golly, how, it's a long live, Nick. Uh, But the other one was Indiana Freedom News. The one, I think that's where, yeah, that's the one where they busted the windows out. This Chuck was having trouble getting his phone to go live at that time because there were so many people on the towers, I guess. I know, like, it's horrible. I'll miss you guys too, but like I said, I will be catching up on stuff, and when I get back, we'll have some things to discuss. So, um, let's see if I can. Abel, I don't know what you're doing in there, little boy, but you better stop. Okay. I was going to mention something, but I think it might hurt more than help, so I'm not going to. Um, where were you talking about going, Nico and crime? Uh, well, Maureen, I probably will because I'll be um, trying to catch up on things. You don't have to tell me um, exactly where you're from, Maureen, but are you near me? Are you local? I was just wondering because your name sounds familiar. Crime wants to know if Nico's married. Are, are you flirting, Crime? No, I'm kidding. I know you're not. I'm just trying to get a giggle in. Oh, Australia. Oh, yeah, right. I'm not leaving this country. Especially, nope. Be right back. I'm gonna get my drink. See, I feel better. I got Moran out. Okay, Maureen. August 23rd, Christine. That's when he gets out. Regardless of what the trolls say. It can be looked up on my case, or you can call the Morgan County Jail. Morgan, maybe that's why you're, Maureen, but your last name's Morgan. Maybe that's why you sounded familiar to me. Or you can call the Morgan County Jail, and the recording will tell you, or them. I mean, I know you are not questioning that. I was just saying it. What was I gonna say? Christine, you made me forget what I was gonna say. I know, Barry. It is. Yeah. Well, I've still got to set up a video chat, and that's something I'll do this week and have a good heart-to-heart talk with him. I'm going to have a talk with him like I would my son. That's how I think of him, like my son. And speaking of Jess, I've not been getting her notifications. So I have not been seeing her videos until like 18 hours later or something. And then they'll just pop up in, I don't know what's up with that. And I thought maybe it was because I had subscribed. That when I subscribed, I didn't hit the all. So then I did that. No, that didn't work. So maybe I need to unsubscribe and resubscribe. Maybe that'll help. Well, you go on, crime. I'm not going. Oh, guys, would you please be in prayer for one of mine and Sabrina's friends? Please, please. She's very sick right now in the hospital. We don't know why, but yeah, very. You're coming here, aren't you, Christine? I'm still not going, crime. Give it up. Thank you, crime. Thank you, Cher. So I really enjoyed being on Society's show, though, after I got over my nervousness. Oh, she's home. See, I didn't see that. Okay, yeah, she can still use prayers, guys. So thank you very much. Oh, okay, Christine. Hey, go leave dogs alone. Oh, okay. He teases my dogs. And thank you all again for coming over there. Yeah, she seems pretty intelligent. I got my own that will, Nick, but I'm still not going. Oh, I hate layovers, man. You guys want to hear a joke? Did I ever tell you I went to when I went to Vancouver, Washington with my mother-in-law, but I came back early. Um, and Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, that airport, man alive. Oh man. Well, anyways, and I was heavier back then. Okay. And I mean, you gotta walk and you gotta walk and you gotta walk. And I'm telling you, my back was about to give. And they have these walking escalators that you can, because it's so big and you gotta walk forever. And I was like, oh, thank you, thank you. And this mother, that there was this lady. She had like a kid on a leash and holding a kid, and that kid on a leash was like a heathen, man, I swear. And she couldn't wait to get to it either. And we both, I got on it first and then she did, and that sucker was not on. I was like, are you kidding me right now? I could have just dropped dead. Yeah, Sabrina remembers. Yeah, you'd have to kidnap me. That's the only way I'd be going. Lopsided boobies. Oh, thank you, Barry. Yeah, you guys would have to sneak in my house and catch me sleeping and drug me up real good and take me because I ain't going. Speaking of squirrels, we had squirrels running all over today on our property, all over. Chase, they were like, it must be mating season. I don't know. I thought they were playing. Yes, Barry, that would be. I would wear one. I mean, hey, I hope nobody took me the wrong way tonight. I mean, I think what happened to him is awful. And I am very, very angry at that cop. I can't even watch that video anymore. I mean, I want to reach through the screen and, you know, but I just think, you know, this violence has to stop, and they're making it all look ugly. His family wants it to stop. They said he would not want this. They're destroying his name. Yeah, Oliver will bite you. He probably would. I'm telling you what, he's something else. He thinks he's a Rottweiler. I brought him home from the groomers the other day, and his sisters didn't even recognize him. I knew they wouldn't. He looks so different. I sure could have. I'm not kidding you, man. I sure could have used some medical last night. I'm not kidding you for my anxiety. I don't think so. Why? Over here, Otto? I mean, over here. I mean, wait, right here. Is that what you're talking about? Right here? Oh, right here. Heck, I can't. It's it's turned. It's like everything's on the opposite side of me. Well, maybe it's not, because that's where my kitchen is. But So like right here, is that what you're talking about? No. Do you see an angel, Otto? That's what I have on tonight. I wanted to wear my Justice for Ray, but I had black pants on, so black don't go with black. Does it just look darker over there? Blackish blur. Well, I think it's because it's just darker over there. That's what I think. I hope. I don't have my one camera on that I usually use. I'm just using the webcam on my new computer. Does it look okay now? There's our radar. Hey, darling. I might have had it. I don't know, but I like this computer. I love it. I still don't even have all the little. I'll check it out, Otto. Oh, maybe the plastic is still on there. Ah, what'd I do? Can you guys still hear me? Oh, it has a slide thing over, and I must have hit that. Does it look better now? Maybe that was slid over. Oh, it looks better now, doesn't it? You know what was going on? It has a lock, a slide lock. I bet when I wiped it down, I had it halfway over. I forgot it. I love this computer though, guys. It's awesome. It's fast and it has all kinds of stuff on here that I still haven't messed with. Yeah. I used, on my other computer, I used a different webcam, even though that computer had its own webcam. My husband's laughing at me. You must not be busy at work. Yeah, me and Radar's been trying to see. I'm much as hillbilly as anybody else, so when I use that word, don't take offense. Uh, can't notice by the way I talk sometimes, but me and Radar's been trying to get together for like, I don't know how long. Oh, by the way, you know how I said I'm not convinced that it's a racial thing with this cop and uh, Floyd. I think, they got a history. But in the Ahmaud Arbery case, I think it is. Now, let me say this. There are redneck hillbillies, and I don't mean that bad because I love redneck hillbillies. I got them in my family. But then there's redneck hillbillies, and I mean redneck hillbillies. And I think that's what I can't think of their names, that killed Arbery. Yeah. And I think they are straight up racist. Yeah, my husband's a hillbilly. Good point, Barry. McMichaels, right. Yes, Kanga, that's what I was talking about. I, um, Radar, I sent you an invite one night to that house party thing just to try it out, just to see what it was like. You ignored me. That's how she does me, Otto. She ignores me. Could be, Christine. Anyway, how was everybody's weekend? Did y'all have a good one? It was nice here. Right, Radar. I think they just had a history. Well, we've had good weather here lately, Kanga. Not too hot, not too cold, in my opinion. Although, I mean, I guess, well, I don't know because y'all know me, I'm cold blooded. So I was chilly, like froze at night and in the morning. As a matter of fact, I wore a freaking coat, not a coat, a jacket, because I couldn't find my robe. And I slept in it last night. Really, Christine? I didn't know that. I didn't know she was. Couldn't, you can't really tell. Um, but it's supposed to get really hot this week. Did you know that, Otto? Yeah, Otto. On your trip, you didn't catch any biggins? Oh, did you bring me back any bread or cheese? Well, thank you, Patty. Yeah, yeah, I had an okay day. I'm just frustrated about what's going on in our world, but got a deal, don't you? You did, Otto? You brought me back some bread and cheese? Is it crime? Cheese? For me or for you? Ugh, 90s. Mm. Now, see, I don't mind it outside, but my house does get warm. I have to turn on the air. And plus, my mom, she can't breathe, so I have to. Well, I love sunshine, Barry, so it rained here a little bit today. Crime, how was the rocket? Napped. Oh, I'll tell you one thing I don't like. We got mosquitoes out here bad. You know, the woods, and hubby mows like all the time, and then he weed eated all over yesterday. Poor guy. He don't mind though. I'm telling you, that man don't sit down for nothing. He's You tell him to rest, and he never rests. Yeah, because they're talking about another surge. Delphi Courthouse is hoping to open back up the 22nd because I watched their part one of their commissioners meeting today, but they think there's going to be another surge, so they're not sure if they're going to. So guess what that means for all the other courthouses. I'll try that, bestie. Okay, Barry, we'll have a good, I can't remember if it's morning or night there. Thank you for coming in and hanging with us, buddy. That's true, isn't it, Otto? You weren't. Share, this is stupid. I'm going to ask this question. Everybody's probably going to laugh at me, but I'm sorry. What does TTFN mean? I see you say that all the time. TTFN. I've tried to figure it out. I probably could have Googled it, but 3:30 in the morning. Okay, well, have a good morning or a good sleep. I still have to eat. Ta-ta for now. Okay. Duh. Yeah, it's one of those things, you can't figure it out. And then when you hear it, it's like, duh. So Nico's saying, oh, thanks. Finally, somebody asked. 10 Toes is by me, so it's not affected us yet, but they're talking about it affecting the rural areas. I hope not. All we have are small businesses, man. They didn't bother the grocery stores last night. Otto, they didn't mess with Logan? That's odd because they were in Rochester and Kokomo. Tigger used to say, "Ta-ta for now." Yeah, Barry. See you later, Barry. Well, I would think ours is too, but I don't know, man. Those crazies. These people are crazy. Really, 10. I think you said that before, but I can't believe that. I mean, satellite does that crap, but a freaking actual cable company, that's ridiculous. You wouldn't care if they did. Well, I mean, they're ready. Carter said they've got somebody, the news media, freaking, they ask so many stupid questions. They're like, well, can you tell? Well, hey, Pam, sweetheart, how are you? Yeah, Radar, Antifa. Somebody handed out a letter to a little girl playing today. A threat from Antifa saying they were going to hit residential areas tonight in Lafayette. The news media asked Carter today at the governor's, while they were um, giving their statement, where are the National Guard? Where are they placed or whatever? Like he's gonna freaking tell the news where everybody's watching. Like you guys are so stupid sometimes. You ask the dumbest questions. That's like when they interview victims or victims' families and they're like, how are you feeling right now? Or how to, you know what I mean? They're so stupid sometimes. Oh gosh. Hold on. I just gotta, it's probably in bed. I know I type slow. Small protests have started. Officers in riot gear with riot shields and gas masks. Tear gas was used. Here we go again. Hey, West. How you doing? 4th and Columbia. That's right by the courthouse. They went, okay, they started at the courthouse, then they went and surrounded the police station, then they marched all the way up South Street to the Armory and went all the way up to the Armory building. And then the National Guard told them to get away from the building. And I really don't know if they did, because Indiana, and that was on Indiana Freedom News, because then he was marching with the people that were still on the street. Well, so you probably catch Chuck Bronson live tonight, Nico, and anybody that wants to. I don't know if I'm going to go on there, though, because my anxiety. Right, Otto, exactly. Exactly, West. This is not what that Floyd's family wants at all. He just goes on whenever, Nick. But if that's going on, he has a scanner and he has I don't know how he does it, but he can hear every police call, like ones that we can't hear. I mean, he's got all kinds of setup in his car. I've seen it. Um, like people were asking him last night, how do you? He's like, oh, I'm not going to tell you. Um, and he just goes to all of them. And I mean, he worked. I mean, I'll give him credit because he's like he'll stay up all night. He in the daytime, and he works a real job too. So he's just on sporadically. And people that had to go to court today didn't have to go because they closed the courthouse. And it probably wasn't just because of those windows. Probably because they didn't know if, you know. Yeah, he's probably on now. Although, I didn't get his notification last night. Somebody just told me, or I was on somebody else's. Yep, he's live now. 700 watching. That's true, Pam. But in Lafayette last night, I mean, there were a lot from Chicago and Gary and so on, but some were from Crawfordsville, um, and a lot were from Lafayette because I saw them. And they all thought it was funny. And I mean, it was just disappointing. Oh, yeah, Patty. Yeah, definitely praying. Yeah, West. Chuck Bronson. Hold on a minute and I'll get you the link. This away. You can start watching him tonight if you want, and you can find him any other time, but I'm going to warn you now. This is what I didn't like last night. I mean, he does good by going out there and, what he does is he makes sure cops are doing their job, and for him it's about human rights and stuff. But what I didn't like on his channel last night, and I'll say it again, is anytime anybody said anything about cops in a good way or anything like that, their message got deleted. But people could just, bad talk them all they wanted, and it was okay. I did not like that because not all cops are bad. Chuck Bronson, West. Chuck Bronson, and it's also Your News Now, because it basically used to be Your News Now, but it's Chuck Bronson. Yeah, 10. I didn't see you in here, so. And I did the same with Sharon, but it is 10 because I was telling people that I'm not getting notifications either until like 18 hours later or something. And Chuck, I didn't get his notification last night. I didn't get it today. Just now I had to search his name, and then so I might have to unsubscribe and resubscribe again, or YouTube's just. Yes, Nico, I've been praying for you, honey. I've been keeping you in my prayers. I know, Patty. Well, they busted out window at the courthouse. They caught a dumpster on fire at a bar and restaurant downtown. They blew up my friend's car lot, auto shop. Best Buy. That's done for, I guess. I didn't drive by there, but that's what I heard. Um, uh, they did something at both Walmarts, but Chuck didn't go there because the cops were gone by the time he got there. And then I think I heard Meyer. There were 16 shots at the Briarwood Apartments, but nobody was concerned about that because they're like, well, there's always shots there, but 16 shots, I don't know. And I mean, it wasn't a normal night. Let's see. Am I forgetting anything, Otto or Sabrina? Oh, Rural King. And they broke into 4 guns. They probably stole guns from there. Where, West? Here on my channel? Yeah, people. Uh, oh, on Chuck Bronson's? Because people in there last night were trying to blame the cops. Last night. You know, you can't be a cop hater. You can't hate every freaking cop for what one cop does or that cop does or that cop. Yes, there are bad cops, but there are good cops too. Exactly, Wes. Just like people. And, you know, cops are human too. Yes, they should be held at a higher standard because they are cops, but they're not perfect. And I mean, I'm not defending the fact that they go as far as killing somebody. Absolutely not. I'm not. So don't take that the wrong way. Hey, Catherine. It's okay, darling. So for those of you that did come in late, I wanted to say again, thank you so much for joining us over at Societies the other night when I was on there. And I wanted to apologize because I know I missed probably almost all the comments because I was, you know, zoning in on with her and talking and answering her questions and everything. So I'm very sorry about that. But I wanted to thank you all again. I really appreciated that, and I know she did. And but I did enjoy it after I got over my nervousness. Yes, Pam. That's about really. I mean, we. That's the main thing. That's what we have to do is just pray for peace. Yeah, 4 guns. Oh, they didn't get inside there. Okay. Yep. Hitting Chicago hard. That's true, West. I mean, we're just more aware now. Thank you, Catherine. Oh, I went too far. Did Sabrina say she's going? Okay, thanks, bestie, for coming. And keep me updated if you hear anything, even if it's bad and gonna freak me out. Give Rosie hugs. Love you. Well, that's good to hear, Nick. I hope so. Oh, Pam, that's sad to hear. Animals running everywhere. Oh, Abel. Yeah, she went to bed, Radar. Can't use the F-bomb. Oh, West, you're funny. People are mean, West. That's sad. Poor animals. Somebody said last night, somebody made a comment about their dog, and they laughed about it. That made me mad too. My dog's life matters, and somebody laughed about it, and they weren't joking. I'm like, man, ugh. My dogs are like my kids. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, must have Oliver's hair again. I hate to sign off now, especially when a couple of you just got here, but I need to get my youngest to bed. When, Otto? Ugh. Now I'll be worried about that. When are you going, Otto? Night, night, West. Thank you for coming, sweetheart. I'm not going to be on the rest of the week, West. Um, but I'll be getting caught up on stuff. So when I come back, we should have lots to discuss. You have a good night. Otto, when are you going? Oh, okay. He's as bad as my son. My son plays those jokes on me, and my 5-year-old does it too now. Angels on your pillow, Sharon. I hope you start feeling better, honey. I am, West. I am. I wanted to know, though, when Otto was going to Chicago because he freaked me out. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to sign off. I will miss you all. You may see me in another chat or something. I don't know because I am going to be um, trying to catch up. But you all have a very good and safe week. Okay, please stay safe. Okay, I will be praying for all of you. All right. Yeah, just please stay safe. Thank you all for coming here tonight. Okay, Otto. All right, guys. I love you all. You all have a good week and a safe week. Okay. Good night. Sweet dreams and God bless.